Judging a person does not define who they are. Judging a person defines who you are. I'm John, your Mindset Moto guy, coming to you today with your daily UpShift video. So, judgment. I wanted to talk about judgment. This is day one of a 30-day segment I'm going to do on discovering your mistaken identity. And we're going to talk about judgment today. Judgment is a big thing. It's probably one of the most important things that leads to a lot of the troubles in our day and in our life. We're born with no judgment. We're just loving babies that have no judgment of any kind. And we learn judgment by our surroundings, by our environment, by how we're raised, by people watching people judge others. We mimic what the people around us do when we're little, and we get judged, and so we learn this whole condition of judgment, and it's not good because it really takes effect in holding us back and keeping us, squashed in just this whole mediocre world of just not progressing. And so I wanted to talk about judgment. So the idea here is working on not judging yourself and working on also not judging other people. And that doesn't mean that people aren't doing things that aren't nice, that aren't, conducive to you, whatever the case is. It doesn't matter. Stop judging them. Let them do their thing, you do your thing. We get so caught up in everybody else's storyline that we forget to be in control of writing our own story. Yes, people say things, people do things, people might, say things to us or treat us a certain kind of way, but that doesn't give them the right to affect how we feel and how we do. And again, by judging other people, we're just distracting ourselves from what our main, missions are. And I don't want to get at all political, and I'm not, but I can't tell you how many people I saw on my social media feed that were carrying on ridiculously about the presidential debate the other night. Why? Why do you even watch the thing? You just watch it to get angry or just mad or sad or upset? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Okay? Just so you can sit there and cast judgment on other people. Who cares? It is what it is. You're not going to, you yelling at your TV or yelling at your phone while it's happening does zero benefit to anyone. Actually, it does negative benefit to you, frankly. So that's just a real recent example of what, something big time. And everybody watches it, and then everybody's got their judgment, and then the next day at work, everybody's talking about it and judging the people, and who cares? Leave it alone. Yeah, there's issues in the world. Control what you can control. Sitting and just soaking in what's going to be a negative experience in anything, even watching the news in general or reading the newspaper. Stop. It's all gives you the ability to judge. The news's job is to make you feel judgy and judge, oh my gosh, that's sad, or oh my gosh, that's terrible, they should never do that, or, you get all kinds of ideas, and judgment, whatever you're putting out into the world as judgment is going to come right back to you. If you're the feeder of the negative news stories at the water cooler at work, you're going to get negative. People are going to bring the negative right back to you and just surround you with it. Whereas if you're just positive and you're just focusing on not being judgmental, you're not going to have these kinds of issues. Even if people think you're weird, you're the one that has to live with you, not them. They don't have to live with you. They don't have to go home with you at night and sit and worry. So stop worrying about what other people's judgment of you is and try to work on this. What I want you to do is I want you to write down some things that you judge or judgy about yourself. Things that, just write down. Don't get crazy, don't be blamey, but just write down some things that that on a regular basis you're very judgmental towards yourself. And then pick one. Just one of those things. Wow, it's bright out here. And work to not judge yourself on that one particular thing for the next few days. And if you find yourself starting to judge yourself about that certain thing, stop it. Stop yourself, cut yourself off. Nope, don't do it. Not a whole bunch of things, just one thing. And then I want you to think about somebody that you judge. somebody outside of you that you judge pretty regularly. And I want you to think of a few people, but think of one particular person that you're very judgmental towards. We all have somebody. I'm sure you know who it is as I'm saying it. And decide, you know what, for the next 4 days, I'm not going to judge that person. All right? Whether it doesn't matter about interactions, even if you have to interact with them constantly, even if you live with them or you're stuck working as a partner with them, don't judge them for 4 days. Just try it. Okay? It doesn't mean get walked all over or anything else like that, but just try not to judge their actions for the next 4 days. And let me know how you do. Let me know what happens with that. I'm curious to hear your results. And then, the same thing with picking that one thing not to judge yourself about you. Because again, whatever you put out into the world is what you get back. So if you're very judgmental against yourself, you're just going to get more back from yourself. If you're very judgmental against other people, that's all you're going to get. And that's all you're also going to see. It's going to zero your focus in on things to be judgy about, not things to look up to, or things to realize, hey, you know what? Maybe that person's short and irritated because maybe they have a terrible situation that they're struggling with outside of work. We all have our things. Who knows? You don't know. Maybe they've got a big issue at home. And yeah, okay, you're not supposed to take stuff to work, but if it's overrunning their world, who's to say that that's something they have the ability to get out from under, and they can leave it at the door when they go to work. So, most people aren't generally trying to just be miserable. They're miserable because of a reason, and they're not realizing they don't have this kind of information. So sharing this out with people is super helpful in getting people to realize that they can be in control. You can be in control of your thoughts and your actions and your feelings. You can't be necessarily in control of what happens to you all the time, or what's said to you necessarily. You can try to change your environment, but if you're not able to do something like that, you might not be able to change that, but you can certainly choose how you absorb those things and how you process those things. And, one of the things I've learned is, when somebody's, being weird with me or giving me a hard time, chances are, as long as I did something that I feel good and feel right about, I think that them giving me a hard time is a reflection of them really feeling crappy about something in their own world. And the only thing they can do is try to control, me, because they have no control in their own mind, which is sad. So that's something that I really, as I've realized more about that, I've really worked hard to try to control myself. And again, it's always a work in progress. Do I judge things? Sure. But do I catch myself a lot more now? Absolutely. I can very quickly start to say, hey, no, that's not how we're going to do this. We're not going to take that side to this. We're not going to take that perspective because it doesn't serve me or my mission or my values. But I jump on it. We're all quick to jump on the bandwagon when stuff happens. Oh yeah, yeah. And no, wait, hold on, back up. Nope, not going to do that. So again, it's a work in progress. It's a learning curve. But whatever it is that you're trying to do becomes the norm in your mind and the norm in your day. And the more you work on, cutting out little judgment at a time. I said, do that judgment thing for 4 or 5 days and get rid of that judgment, and then try something else. Try adding a thing to it. Don't get rid of all of it at once, but just a little piece at a time, and see how things go. All right, beautiful. Always fun driving in the sun. So, with that, I wanted to just talk to you today about that, and if you have more interest in doing this, certainly hit that subscribe button and follow me. I'm definitely going to be doing more the next 29 days. I've got a real good path of topics that are going to follow with what I'm talking about right now, and I'm going to make a whole set of sense, and you'll really get a big eye-opening ability to really improve yourself. It's something that has worked so deeply for me, and I just want to share it. So with that, have an amazing day. Ride well, ride often, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.